happening, y'all, and welcome. This is episode 129 of Super Flashy Arrow of Tomorrow, the #1 Arrowverse podcast on Pornhub. I am your host, the self-knighted Sir Cussalott Travis Pointer, a.k.a. the Dragon King, a.k.a. Big T, a.k.a. T Money, a.k.a. Sweet T, a.k.a. Black Merlin, a.k.a. the HNIC. And I'm joined, as always, by my co-host, Mara, the Shark Watkins.
Hello, it's been some time.
It has. How you doing tonight, Mara?
It's Taco Wednesday here at our apartment.
Is it?
Yes, we've fucked up the last couple of nights, so it's Taco Wednesday.
Do what you got to do, man. You got to get the tacos made however you make them.
And because we haven't all been together for a while, this is my new studio.
Oh man, if you're only listening to the audio version, you wouldn't know why that's so funny. But
yeah.
Anyway,
it's looking pretty mom's basement in here.
That's what it's looking like. You're right.
But it's not. It's my apartment.
So we're not here though to comment on Mara's apartment though. We are here to discuss the Arrowverse on the CW. You know, Supergirl, Flash, Legend of Tomorrow, Arrow, Black Lightning, Stargirl, Batwoman, all of them. And apparently some new ones, because, we got shit to talk about. This is why we came back. You know, the new seasons and everything haven't started yet, but we have some shit we got to talk about, y'all.
We missed you guys, too. He sucks at telling his emotions, but we missed you guys as well.
Yeah, we'll go with that. Anyway, we have some things we need to discuss, some things we need to talk about, because there's some changes happening in the Arrowverse that we haven't discussed yet.
Some things.
Yeah, things. So let's talk about them. So, where would you like to start? Where you want to go first?
Let's start with the Supergirl stuff.
Okay. So
I feel like that's a mild start.
Yeah, I mean, we know, we've been informed a few weeks ago, about a month ago or so, Supergirl's ending this season. This is the last season of Supergirl. However,
I'm okay with that. Sorry.
It's fine. We're replacing it with Superman. So it's just like Superman and Lois is coming up. So I'm sure that we'll get cameos of Kara on there and other characters from Supergirl and all that kind of shit. So we're not going to lose those people, but we're going to get a different journey from them. You know, I guess Lois and Clark are going back to Smallville, and they got kids and shit, and he got to be like the world's most famous superhero while also raising a couple kids.
Apparently 2 teenage boys. Godspeed.
And you got to wonder, like, are those 2 teenage boys, like, you know, what they got, what they do, you know? Can they fly? Are they faster than a speeding bullet? Are they more powerful than a locomotive?
Yeah, like, so, you know, it would be crazy if only one of them is super.
That'd be fucked up.
It would. But I could see it happening. Yeah, I was like, for television, I could see it happening. 2 twin boys. There's got to be a chance that either one of them has full powers or they both have half-assed powers.
Mm-hmm.
Like one has like laser vision, but another one has like maybe ice vision or whatever. Or one has laser vision, but the other one can't. But, you know.
Yeah, they both get a mixture of what his 2 powers are. It's like one of them has his, has his X-ray vision, but the other one has his ice breath. Then one of them, can fly, but the other one has the speed. And then both of them are just kind of strong, you know? So,
like, can stop a plane from falling out the sky, but couldn't lift a building out the ground.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what's happening over on that world. I mean, and also the fact that all this is still all on the same Earth now because, Crisis ruined everything while trying to fix everything is just...
It's like, it kind of reminds me of like when they did Days of Future Past for XMen to redo what The Last Stand and kind of what X2 messed up in X-Men.
Mm-hmm.
And then with the following X-Men proceeded to then fuck it up again
and do the same shit pretty much.
Yeah.
Like you just like they did Dark Phoenix. I'm like, how you get a chance to redo the movie and then made the same movie but worse? Like,
and still fuck it up.
yeah. Like they literally made X-Men 3 again, but made it worse.
in like the 80s.
It's like, what are you doing? Why? But yeah. So that's what's happening there with the Supergirl front. So that's all said and done. Any other thoughts on, you said you're okay with Supergirl ending?
I'm okay with Supergirl ending because, like, I feel like with a lot of, like, hero shows, when you start going into, like, quite a few seasons, like, once you kind of hit over the 5 threshold, like, I start thinking about, like, unless you're going to do something really different, like, if they were to expand and then be like, okay, well, now we're doing the Justice League, that would have been something different. And then, when they got tired of it, okay, now we're doing Young Justice, or just like all the different kinds of things. I just, I felt like Supergirl was getting to that tenure. And I feel like people have felt that with Arrow. I feel like a lot of people have felt that lately with The Flash.
That's what I was just about to ask you. Do you think they're all hitting that point? How much longer do you think the Arrowverse is going to last?
I feel like the Arrowverse can still last, but I feel like it's hard because I remember, like, over the summer, I think we were joking about it and they were saying they were talking about renaming the universe to, like, the CW verse or whatever, and taking it, like, and I understand the want to change it, and I feel like it should just become like DC verse instead of universe, since they have their app. Or
for now,
I don't know, just something different to like broaden the DC universe, because to keep calling it the Arrowverse to me don't make sense, because it's like if the Arrowverse was still going on by the time Luna, who is now 4 for I guess anyone who's just catching up, just to let you know how much time has passed. If we were to, like, if the Arrowverse was still going on by the time Luna was able to follow along, 1, with the show, and then 2, retain the story and the storylines, like, they can't keep doing the same Flash, Superman, and all that stuff. Like, you gotta do the other ones, but
you'll run out by then, though. That's what I'm saying. Like, how long is it?
Well, I think the point, I think I'm just focusing on the name, because I'm just like, you can't call it the Arrowverse and not have the Arrow going on, because then kids won't understand, or watchers then will be like, well, why do they call it Arrowverse?
Yeah, man.
Who knows? Until CW, like, I feel like until the CW merges with, I guess, another company, that's just how it's going to be. Or until DC Universe and the CW become one.
Right now, that's about all they got. So
yeah, because to be honest, like, I think the originals is done, 100 is done, or the 100 is done. I don't know what the fuck else the CW plays aside from the Arrowverse.
And
so
what's the one, the Archie comic, Riverdale?
Oh, Riverdale. I mean, Riverdale can go on for a while, because I believe they still make Archie comics. So, like, there's a lot of content that they can kind of play around with, because it's like, it's just talking about high school students, but that too also has a date and time. I think that has a dating on it as well.
Well, yeah, if it's all high school kids, by the time, they only got 4 years.
Yeah.
And then you got to start doing that whole thing where new freshmen come in and all that kind of stuff. And then the cast is completely different. And then nobody cares because they don't like these kids.
Yeah, because in the comics, I don't think there's a younger generation in the Archie comics.
Yeah.
But then again, I haven't read Archie comics in like 10 years.
Yeah, which is why I just, why I wonder. Same with, the Arrowverse. How long will they last?
The Arrowverse will die before we do, at least I know that much. I'm sorry. I've been drinking for like 3 days straight.
I'm jealous. Anyway,
drinking for you and I.
Yeah, I know. Let's see. Well, since we brought up Arrow, let's go ahead and talk about that real quick, because Green Arrow and the Canaries. because that show they gave us the backdoor pilot for it and everything, and I know we were both like, well, at least I was like, I don't need this. Let's not do this. And that was mostly just because there were too many shows. But because they're canceling so many, I wouldn't be as upset with them doing it. So it's just like,
True.
Do I need it though? And then I started thinking like,
No.
do I really want that though? I don't want that.
No.
Like outside of my whole, I don't want to like cover another show thing. Like, do I really care about that show?
No.
And you're right, I don't.
And what's crazy? Like, I appreciate it for being a women-centric show for superheroes because it's like it's all three women. It's all women. It's not like oh, there's a man in the back somewhere. Kind of like Stargirl. She's the main character, but you still have Pat helping her. Right. You still got what's his face with the anger issues. I don't care to look what his name, Rick, whatever.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, there we go. But I appreciate it, but I don't care. And it's not, and like again, like I want to like it, but it's like the same way I felt about the second pilot that they tried, the second spinoff that they tried to do for Supernatural. That was just like, Jodie and like the two other girls hunting. And I was just like, I don't care about that. I don't give a shit.
Know that happened.
That it's not anything that happened. It was like they tried to do a backdoor pilot for it. Okay. It seemed like they were going to do it. And I don't know if it's up in the air or not, but I don't think the CW does women-centric shows well for heroes. Like these action-oriented. I don't think they can write it well. I don't have the faith in it. But who knows? Except for like, with the exception of Batwoman. Like, with the exception of Batwoman, like I don't think that they can do it properly, or it's just really, really bland white women. And I'm sorry to anyone who takes offense to that, who listens to this.
Look, we need you to leave Ruby alone, all right?
Oh, no, I wasn't talking about her, but
I know, I'm just fucking with you.
She do act the same.
yeah, I know.
She the same in every goddamn role.
I know. Well, hopefully, since we're on Batwoman, we can just, good segues for no reason. We just there. Batwoman. Ruby's out. Javicia's in.
And I'm okay with that.
So she's playing Ryan Wilder, because we all know there would be no Kate Kane, because
it wouldn't make sense, and I would riot
if they recast her.
Yes, because what you're not going to do is make me try to prove that I'm stupid by saying you would never know the difference between this Kate Kane and this Kate Kane.
They can just replace her. All white people look alike.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like if they had done that and then recasted her with Javisha, I'd be like, what we're not going to do today is play me as a fucking fool.
Yeah, they wouldn't do that.
Imagine.
Our whole thing was, are they going to recast her? Like, recast Kate Kane.
Could you imagine, like, could you imagine just Alice going up to her and being like, ooh, sorry, no.
Yeah, her twin sister.
They'd have to recast her whole family. Like, now, if they want to recast her whole family,
just recast the whole show.
Just make everyone black. Recast everyone, but make them all black.
Yeah, and don't even acknowledge it. Just go ahead and
or
act
have
like it
just
happened. It's been this way the whole time. What do you mean?
Have one meta moment, and it has to be so Mona would stay the same, because all you have to say is just Dad was just like, he like him some Asian women, and then Mona just be like, Kate, there's just something different about you.
Oh, Fresh Prince it. Like I said, baby with Jazz, like, or had that baby. Something's been different about you.
Yeah, and I feel like it only could come from Mona. It can't come from Sophie.
Nah.
It has to be from Mona, because to me, she's the comedic relief.
Yeah. It could come from Luke too, because it would make sense for that too. Because, just him already being black, like, he'd be confused.
Just like, something's off. But you know what? I like it.
Yeah, I'm okay with it.
I like it, sis.
I
And then
am.
everyone looks up like, since when do you call Kate sis?
Since I saw that hair. Speaking of hair, much better wig because I saw earlier photos of her in the Kate Kane red wig, and I'm like, this ain't it. And then I saw the newer one with the wig with the curls and shit. I'm like, yeah, there we go. There we go. I am concerned though. I am concerned. For the same reason that I've mentioned before. I think we talked about it on Creation Conversation before. Batman is only able to be Batman because he's white. Like, if there's someone black who has all these resources, they're being watched.
Mm-hmm.
And it would be much easier to deduce their identity. So I'm wondering if that'll play into it at all or not. However, we know when it comes to the Arrowverse, it's like secret identities don't mean shit anyway because everybody knew Oliver was the Arrow, so it didn't matter.
Several times.
Yeah. Especially
Oliver's
after
the
that
Arrow.
first season with
No, I'm not.
Yeah, his only like disguise was the paint over his eyes. Remember that the first season? Yeah. So
I knew I could change my whole appearance by just having permanent raccoon eyes drawn on.
Yeah. So shit like that is like that raises some concerns, but we'll see if we can move past that. We know almost nothing about her character though, because she's completely original. They made her up. She's not in the comic books or anything like that.
Well, I think actually now I think
they're adding her in now.
Yeah, she shows up in like a new issue, a new issue of Batgirl, which at some point I guess we will cover in our other spinoff, Source Material.
Oh yeah, we'll have to. Yeah.
We'll get back to you guys on that.
But yeah, they describe her as, they say she's nothing like Kate Kane. She's being more likable, kind of a messy, goofy kind of person, the untamed type. And it's just kind of like, okay. So she's not the stoic, reserved that person that Kate Kane is. It's just always just so serious. So get a complete departure from what Kate was, which makes sense. It's like, she's not trying to just be, another version of the same person. She's being a completely different character, so that works.
So I want to know is, what is that going to do with Alice's story?
It's a good question. She still got beef with Daddy, so.
Because my thing is, it's like a lot of her shit, like she's always including Kate, so it's like, is Alice gonna have? Will Alice have as much purpose to do the bullshit that she does with Kate missing? Because from things that I've read, it's really like a lot of people are going to be, the new character has to deal with her disappearing,
right,
and everyone will have to deal with that. So it's kind of just like, well, I'm curious, will Alice be behind that, or will she like just be like, well, Kate not here no more, so I guess I'm done.
Well, I ain't got shit to do.
Right. What's the point? If it's almost as if like Batman were to leave and someone else were to come out as Batman, and the Joker being like, well, this isn't fun anymore.
Yeah.
So
it's true.
I'm just kind of curious to see. But at least we know one thing, or this year's crossover is apparently supposed to be smaller and between Batwoman and Superman and Lois. So I'm curious to see how that works.
It's supposed to be between who?
Apparently it's supposed to set to take place between Batman and Superman, Batwoman and Superman and Lois.
I'm about to say, they bringing Batman in? Okay. That's why I had you repeat it. I'm like, wait a minute.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I haven't eaten since 1:00 this afternoon. It is 9:00 in New York City.
Oh boy. So speaking of crossovers, let's just talk about this now because the crossovers can't go big like they were before. They got to be more, just more interesting. Yeah, more interesting kind of thing. Not big, but interesting. However, if they want to go big, I do have an idea. And it all revolves around a man named John Diggle.
Ooh.
You know, at the end of the Arrowverse, they gave us that tease of him getting that Green Lantern ring.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a storyline from the DC comic books called Darkest Night, which revolves around the different Lantern Corps. You know, there's the Green Lantern Corps, red, orange, you know, the whole spectrum. But then there's the Black Lantern Corps. And they are the ones that's truly like, you know, evil and shit. And they got to deal with that shit. So if they want to go big, they can go there. But after that, I don't really know what else you do. It's just... Anyway.
I feel like it could also be like, it could just be like the journey as to how John, like watching John fully turn into a lantern.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's, like I said, I'm just talking about how the crossover could work because that involves everybody. The Darkest Night, you know, storyline involved the entire DC universe. They were all getting like, you know, taken by the, you know, the Black Lantern Corps and all that kind of shit. So it's a big story they could do that would involve everybody, but it's also give us something new.
Yeah.
But yeah. Let's see. We do also know there's a Wonder Girl show coming.
Yes, not to be confused with Connor Leslie's Donna Troy from Titans, which would have been cool, but at the same time, since in a sense they made all of them on the same universe or the same Earth now, or like now, you know, or wiped them out or whichever.
Mm-hmm.
I would not favor seeing Connor Leslie's version again, as much as I did love Donna Troy in Titans, and God rest her soul. You know, I just wouldn't want to see that again because, in a sense, they've done it already. I'm pretty sure Berlanti is like a producer on that. She's involved with Titans, so it's just like to see him regurgitate a character. I'm just like, nah. So apparently, it will take place of a new character. The daughter of an Amazonian warrior and a Brazilian river god.
Brazilian river god.
She already sounds sexy as fuck.
That's what I was about to say. Was she Brazilian? Okay.
She already sound cute, and she just gotta be a person of color now.
Yeah, you're right. But yeah, they thinking they might, you know, cross it over with what the people are saying. We don't know. This isn't official, but you know, could cross over with Legends because you know we had that whole thing with them dropping off Old Girl on Themyscira. So
they need to re-up their people of color.
Yeah. So there's a thing. But last but not least, Black Lightning. It's another one we just found out recently. This is the last season. I mean, I get it.
Which
it's like I don't like it, but I get it.
I just felt like it was getting to that point where it was getting really good in the story.
It out. Yeah.
And it's just like, it was nice and it was refreshing because it was like a majority Black cast. And now they're taking it from us. But we get Painkiller.
Do we? Do we get Painkiller though? Because it's just a backdoor pilot that they're talking about doing.
That's good enough.
I mean,
if you are only listening to this, I hope you go back and watch that.
Special. But yeah, they're doing a Painkiller backdoor pilot during this last season of Black Lightning. Gonna try to do a spinoff show all around Khalil sans dreads because they cut them off, and we're gonna keep it that way.
And it was such a good call.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens with that. I'm not too excited about that one, but clearly you
I don't
are,
care.
so.
It's just watching 44 minutes of Khalil on the screen will be good enough.
Yeah. I'm sure that's good enough for you. That's why I say I'm sure you're happy. I'm not, but
have you seen that man coming out of quarantine? Even uncouth, he is. And that is the sound of dick gagging. I'm joking.
You're not. It's fine.
I'm not. I'm really not. It's
Oh,
fine. And everyone who's listening knows that.
yeah.
I feel like after 4 years of this, I feel like you all know me pretty well.
But yeah, that's all the real, news that has come out. But we guess, we had to get on here. We had to talk about this one because we haven't done this show in a while, and I just,
Travis is itching at home to do something, so it's okay.
whatever, nigga.
I missed doing this too, Travis, because Wednesdays are our days.
Indeed. Yeah. Any other final thoughts on anything? Superman and Lois, new Batwoman, Black Lightning, Wonder Girl.
I am intrigued to see what Superman and Lois will be like. I didn't watch the original show. Was it?
There were a few shows. I'm not sure which one you're referring to.
Well, the one that was just Superman and Lois. Or Clark and Lois.
Lois and Clark, The Adventures of Superman. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Show.
So it's like I never watched that. So, and I think because
Dean Cain.
Yeah, I know that much. And then like Homegirl was her mom was Lois.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like I'm kind of curious to see the dynamic because pretty much to me, this is what I feel like people who were fans of Smallville would have wanted to see if Smallville didn't already have 10 seasons and then was still going on, past, because Smallville ended with him becoming Superman. And so like I would have always hoped for like a follow-up. So like, but like in Smallville, they only touched on Lois and Clark. But I'm curious to see it now, like post kids, post crisis. I like this Lois. So she seems spunky with her head on right.
Spunky with her head on right. Yeah, with
makes
that.
Sense.
Yeah, I'm sure it made sense in your head. This is when it's time for Mar to go put food in her stomach. So we're gonna close that out here. This has been a very special episode of Super Flashy Arrow of Tomorrow. Do not forget you can follow us on both Twitter and Instagram at The Creation World. That is at TheCreatia World. Also on Facebook at facebook.com/Creation World. You can also follow me on both Twitter and Instagram at Sir_Cussalott. That is at SIR_CUSSALOTT. Mara, where can they find you?
You can request me on Twitter because I'm private and I'm trying to hide my crazy tweets from the government and my job. And that's MARADASHARK, Mara the Shark. And then you can just follow me on Instagram because that shit's public.
You have to be a close friend to see the good stuff, though.
Hell yeah. Can't just let anyone be getting photos of my baby. Because that's where all the content is Luna.
Oh, man. Also, people, subscribe to the YouTube channel. All right? Just hit the subscribe button. It's really annoying that all you people listening don't hit the subscribe button on YouTube because, like, I know how many of you are listening. So I know there's a discrepancy there, and it's annoying. So go to YouTube.
Others watching.
And hit the subscribe button. I think that'll be it, though. Anything else you want to throw out there before we end this?
I miss you guys. I can't wait to talk to you guys more in 2021.
Yeah, we're going to shut this down now. She's done. We'll catch you all next year once this all starts back up again. Until then, we out.
Get a flu shot.